Hey, what's up guys, I'm LG Gamer and today I'm making another video on Factory Simulator. Now in this video I'm gonna show you a few things. I'm gonna show you the new gem update, how to use it, and how to use lava generators and a couple of other more complicated builds. Have fun! The first thing I'm gonna say before I explain how to make the lava generator is whether you actually have to build them yet. Now, and before I actually do that, I'm gonna talk about the energy in this game as one. Now, my energy production right now actually constantly depends on my energy consumption. Because at the moment when something big starts using energy again, my energy consumption go up and automatically so does my energy production. That's why my coal factory, well, currently it's like 2/3 of it's working, but mostly about half of it's working and half of it isn't. Even though even the top ones have already almost 1,000 coal in them, but that's how this game works. If you have enough energy, they don't actually make more, but I'm gonna actually upgrade this because why not? And now my entire energy is currently working. I doubled, including with the bottom ones. So it fills up to 2.5. I don't know if that was my more smartest energy decision, but yeah, I did it anyway. It's already on level 31, Jesus. Okay, so the way this works is I have a giant coal factory here, actually coal generator place, and all of them have about 1,000 or more in them. And they make most of my energy currently. And the way they work is that these in the middle kind of display each one of them. The middle one is one smaller, so they can be made. And I suggest you use them. And I use them on the second level. That's, well, it's the best. It makes enough energy. It takes 60 seconds, it makes 250 energy. It's efficient, it's good. It's, well, quite fast, and that's about it. And at some point when you have too little coal and you have to spend maybe 10,000 to actually make even more coal factories, or you just don't want to have this monstrosity, you can build the lava generators, which are the smaller version of. I mean, they take less space and they don't need giant conveyors just to get the coal to them. Now, the way they work is you have a lava generator that uses lava capsules. I'm not, what are they called? Lava cans, that's what they're called. And each lava can takes 2 minutes to waste and produces 370 energy. Or 550 if they're upgraded on level 2. I'm actually gonna be upgrading them just quickly. So they're all now upgraded. The last one. There we go. Now that they're all upgraded, each one of them is making 550 energy every 90 seconds from the previous 120 seconds. But the rest of this explanatory will be considering that it still takes 120 seconds just to produce the energy. And that's for where lava pumps come into game. Now, lava pumps take lava cans, which you have to buy from a shop, and automatically fill them by, well, I'm guessing that the point is they collect it from the ground underneath, but there's nothing special to it too much. It just works every 60 seconds. It gets a lava can put out and automatically into the lava generator. Now, you can set auto buy. I'm gonna set it later on. See, that's how it looks when it works. You have a change here. Now, if you set it to auto buy, my recommendation is 120 seconds, because then every time this is finished, this will already produce one more. Otherwise, you're going to have 2 cans for each wasted, and then I mean, it's only $5, but you're kind of filling it up and not actually using them. So it's not really necessary to put in less than 120 seconds. I mean, this one was 120 seconds longer than the others, and now it has 300 more. And it was just 120 seconds. I don't really get that how, but for some reason it is. I'm thinking that these shops don't actually have the correct times, because some of it kind of looks weird sometimes to me. Because when I was making my drills and I wanted to do them in the same moment they got empty, they would be refilled. That never worked out, so I increased my time on them. And here's how you can actually use one setup on lower time, like 60 seconds or even less, to produce to 3 different, but it's currently off. I'm actually setting this on auto live for 30 seconds. Now, this is for 3 different generators using only one lava pump, because 3 generators together cost 900 and one lava pump costs 995. And I'm actually going to buy the first one, just so it starts working. And as you can see here, 120 seconds for 370. It's very good to actually upgrade it. And the reason for this one is to be more money and, well, lava pumps efficient, especially because they're the expensive ones here. So one is currently filling all 3 of these up. The next one will go in the middle because the first one got on in the green. And this is pretty much how I suggest to you should make them. Or even well, this still takes 60 seconds, so this will fill up pretty quickly. I didn't think it's true. So yeah, you shouldn't put it to less than 60 seconds, because then you'll just be putting cans in and not even filling them up at the same time. Can I upgrade? Yes, I can. Okay, now I can put them to 30 seconds. I suggest you should upgrade these because it's better. It halves the time here. It takes 30 seconds off and almost, but not quite, doubles the energy. And that's how I have them currently set up, but I currently still have excess energy, so I'm not really into the energy, necessarily making a lot of energy at the same time. So I'm not actually dealing with this a lot. Now, the other thing there is the nuclear generator. Now, this is a late game item. This is probably the last item that you're gonna need. It produces a lot of energy, but requires rods, and the only way to make those rods is by upgrading your drill pretty much a maximum level. See, you need everything by level 7. So yeah, that's quite a lot of working, but it produces most energy. And I'm pretty sure it can explode. I have it down here just for fun. The next thing I want to show to you is the jewels. Now the jewels are... They weren't yet in the game where I was making my previous videos, so I never actually mentioned them, I believe. But the way this works is you have a jewel drill, which every 300 seconds or 5 minutes makes one of these small, medium, large or giant jewels, and every time they make one, it takes 5 for the cutter to make one of these. Now, I don't suggest you buy more than 2 of these because it's not really worth it. On level 1, the most odds you have is opal, which is $5. I gotta stop opening that, that's really loud. Which is $5. So every 25 minutes I get $10 for these 2. It's not really worth it because for that money I could probably just make more iron. Yeah, if I would just smelt my iron or copper, I would be earning more for the 25 minutes it takes to make here. But if you want it, you can make it. Or if you're even more late game, you can upgrade them more and get more worth it. But I think they weren't really thought through because even the most expensive sapphire is only 25. So I don't think that's fair. The sapphire and ruby should be about 10 times what they're actually worth right now in the game to actually make it fair and worth building. Now up here I showed this in a previous video, but this is the most streamlined possible way I could make the speakers. Actually, I gotta turn down the volume, this is loud. The speakers, and I showed this in a previous video, but just quickly, I made it in a straight line and everything requires tin, everything else goes into this chest. And my suggestion though, if you only have 1 block currently, is to put everything from the wire mill below, right up here. I mean, actually wire mill would be here and so on, just so you, and use a conveyor to connect them, just so you put it all on one single block. Now, one of my viewers, I think it was on my first factory simulator video, wanted me to showcase my factory, and I said, yeah, I'll do it, but I kind of got sidetracked and I never actually got to it, so I'll be making, I'm kind of gonna do it right now. So, besides all these drills, I have 12 of them plus one which is below, but it's not used for the same purpose. These 12 are making they're making most of my energy right now, with coal being separated at the filter. And the rest of it is going down to 3 different parts of the factory after they go through this thing. Now, this is my line of macerators and furnaces. And the reason why I have so many, even though at a lot of the time not all of them are working, actually about half of the time, half of them aren't working. So there's few too many, but I like it that way because when I was working on it before, my macerators got filled up, and when they processed that, my furnaces got absolutely jammed because macerators make 2 out of a single ore, and my furnaces just couldn't process that. But after I made this, it kind of works better, so this is my suggestion for you. Again, same as with coal, the one leading forward has 1 less every single time, to the point when the red one has 0 and the green one here. Now, after it goes down here, it goes separated. Now, the top one isn't working yet. It's still a work in progress, but I'm gonna show it anyways. And when it goes bottom, first, I'm gonna show this later on. Here is where I'm currently, well, I was making these arms, but I stopped making these things right now. I will be fixing it. Let's pretty much just move this up here and put in the iron required, but I don't need them anymore, so I kind of just stopped it. And the reason why these ones are still working, because this thing has 10,000 iron ingots inside. Now, in case that happens, I have an assembler here, which I'm going to show. There is, next to the time required, there is a red circle. Pressing this will eject everything currently my assembler, but any other device has, into the belt in front. So if you have, like me here, 12,000 copper, I could send it all to sell, but I'm still making plates out of it because I stopped my copper production earlier. So it's gonna take me about, 66,000 seconds. Yeah, it's gonna take me about 60 hours to actually process all of that, I think. Or maybe even more. No, probably at least like 20 hours of work copper up there. So I might just make this better. But the next part I have here is making myself the irons for ironing clothes. I really hate saying that, but just so nobody thinks I'm making just iron. It's a thing you use to make clothes, well, nice, I guess. I really don't know how to explain this, but I hope that you can understand by the picture. So everything requires pretty much copper except for the plates, which I stopped producing because I kind of repurposed my steel plates production. But anyway, this is where I'm making them. It kind of goes everything in a pretty streamlined process. Everything is automated and kind of gets completed except for the plastic, which I put in enough to actually work nicely for a long time. And if you want, you can build it like this. I think it's pretty efficient, especially with space. Or you can just double everything, because there's a lot of copper coming out of my drills. So yeah, this thing is also jammed. I have to work on that. But yeah, this is for this part. Now here's where I used to make the steel plates. But I'm currently making bronze. And I suggest once you get everything to level 2, you should start making bronze constantly. And I'm currently making it into plates and putting it into storage for research purposes. But other than that, you should put it here. That's my suggestion, because I think that's the best way. I mean, just like this. I made it like this because At the beginning, I have this loader where my coal goes. Then I have the macerator in the furnace to actually process them. And then the iron gets split up and sent up to the main conveyor where it gets used for other purposes. And the copper and tin go down here. So you should probably also put a part of the tin up, but I'm leaving it here for now because most of my tin already goes here and I don't know what to use it there for. But the next part is my tin factory, where I suggest you make this one early on. I mean, at some point when you have about 10 or 20,000, because it requires only tin, at least most of it. I'm making speakers and mouses and keyboards, and most of my production is made out of 90% of tin. Actually, all production is 90% of tin required. So that's my suggestion. This is probably most of the money, because others were just too much to show stuff or just me testing stuff. So this is my main part. It's kind of set away because of it's only tin and I wanted to have enough space to build it. And the last part is this not working splitter, which goes to up here. Now, when I was on a search of what to actually build next, I found fan, which is the most difficult thing you can do without upgrading your drill to level 4 or 6. And it's pretty straightforward to make, except you have to have the circuit assembler and just the assembler on level 3 both, otherwise you can't make it. But other than that, I have my iron going into the last one, building these 6 things, which then go and build myself a motor, build me a motor. And I have the wire here, goes a bit of tin in there. And I also have, well, this will be making myself, oh Jesus Christ, this will be making tin circuits, circuit level 1, and all of this will be building me fans once they're upgraded. I'm still working on the materials for upgrade. Now the last thing I want to show isn't really about factory or how to make it, it's just how to use, because in the comment section for the first video I got about asked 10-15 times how to actually buy research. So I'm gonna show quickly this, and it's pretty straightforward. You click on the microscope between the battery and the clipboard, and you have 3 different tabs. I am going to products first because that's the first thing that opens. Here you can research and unlock new products. At the beginning, from items, you only have unlocked the lock and speaker. And my suggestion is to build a speaker since it earns more money and you only require tin to make them. And the lock is more complicated. And speaker give you more research points. I mean, all in all, speakers are better ones than locks. Now, going to here, you can then unlock everything else from the item list. The mouse, keyboard, everything going down to the most complicated stuff like the complete robot, which looks like a rabbit. Okay. You buy them here for different amounts, like system unit costs 75,000, but some of the other stuff are cheaper, especially in the beginning it costs 10, 20, 50, not that much. The next part are the improvements, and those are upgrades that help you with your base actually. For instance, some of them decrease your building price, energy production, stuff like that. Pretty much simple, straightforward. But the increases are small, like half or 1%, so if you have a little of research points, you should probably just ignore this. And can I? Oh, I can do multiple. Apparently you can do multiple. Now I'm gonna spend some of my, nope, I don't wanna skip this, I wanna upgrade this. So yeah, now in 45 minutes, all of my upgrades will be complete and I'll have a 1% bonus on everything. The last part are blueprints, which are the hardest one to make. Now I'm going to be showing on the extruder blueprint, I don't know how to speak English. Blueprint, actually on the cutter. Now the way you do this, you need to have the required amount of research points and enough items. I'm currently lacking these ones because I spent all of them on speakers. Because I spent them on research, I gotta make both of them. Okay, so the way this works, you have to have enough of both items. Actually all items, and then you can actually buy the research and then it's unlocked instantly. And then I can upgrade every single cutter without no extra cost for this, only some of my money. Now That's it for this video. I don't have anything else to show you right now. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any question, write down in comments. I try to answer to all of your comments because there really aren't many. And if you want me to show you something else or even play any other game, please write it down in comments and I'll make sure to take a look on it. Have fun.